हामी रामग्राम स्तूपमा पुगिसकेका छौँ। आज म आफै ड्राइभिङ गर्दै आएछु यो गाडीमा। हाम्रो इलेक्ट्रिक गाडीमा आज ड्राइभरज्यूहरू नभएर म आफै चाहिँ ड्राइभिङ गर्दै गुरुजीलाई लिएर आज हामी रामग्राम स्तूप पुगेछौँ। यो रामग्राम स्तूप हो। आज हामी रामग्राम स्तूप आएछौँ, जुन स्तूप एकदम पवित्र स्तूप हो बुद्धिज्ममा, र यसको बारेमा आज गुरुजी व्याख्या गर्नुहुन्छ। हाम्रो उपासकहरू हुनुहुन्छ सँगै, हामी आएछौँ कनाडाका, उहाँहरूलाई व्याख्या गर्नुहुन्छ। त्यो इङ्ग्लिसमा गर्नुहुन्छ, तर पनि हाम्रो लागि सबैलाई बेनिफिट हुनेछ। यसको इतिहासहरू कसरी यो भयो, यहाँका राज्यहरूको बारेमा पनि व्याख्या गर्नुहुन्छ, जुन हामी अहिले
He was worried that maybe my younger queen may want to conspire and kill my elder children so that her children can become the ruler. So he asked the adult sons, he said, there is threat on your life. So please go away to far away land. When you hear that I pass away, then you come back. And when you come back, meet the ministers and then claim the throne. Otherwise, if you leave now, maybe they will give you poison or something, they will kill you somehow. So the brothers and sisters, at that time, all the great kings, they have teachers, spiritual teachers that they know. So the children all came to Kapila Muni, a sage. Sage Kapila, very wonderful meditation master. He lived in Kapila Vastu. He was a great sayer. Even in the Hindu scriptures, in Upanishads, they talk about sage Kapila, that he was a visionary sage. They call him that there can be fault in the gods, but Kapila is perfect human being in intellect, in knowledge. So the young prince and princess, they all come to Sage Kapila's meditation center in the forest. So when they come in, Kapila welcomes. And he says, oh, I know your father, you come, you are my children, stay here. So when they live there, they share their story. They say that we have such a big empire, but yet we cannot spend time with our beloved father. We have to exile here. So we have to wait until our father dies and we go back and take the empire. And says Kapila, he says, you are strong Kshatriya prince and princess. You don't need father's kingdom. You create a new kingdom here. No need your father's kingdom. So he said, oh, I give you land. You start your kingdom here. And he invited all the villagers. He told them that these are rulers, children from the great ruler. Accept them as your king and you start a new kingdom. So the 5 brothers, they start the first Kapila Vastu. But they were very worried if they marry with the local tribal people, their race will be disappeared. So they married their sisters, the common in the Kshatriya. To keep the purity of their blood, they married their sisters, 5 sisters, and started the Sakya race. So they write a letter. They write a letter to the father. They say, says Kapila has advised us that your future is here, do not go back. And that to maintain our racial purity. That's what they said. To maintain our racial purity, we want to start new family here. Is it okay? The father was very proud. When he heard, he says, oh, my children are Sakyoti, Saknoti. Sakyati, what Sakyati, what Bhokumara. That is, my children, my young children, they are capable of creating their own empire. I am good as a father. So when they heard the father said the word Sakya, Saknoti, they said, okay, then our new family name will be Sakya. We will not be Ichwanku anymore. The old name, Suryavanshi, Ichwanku, we'll know Ichwanku anymore. We create a new name, Sakya, because it means able. So they had 6 sisters, remember? So they married with 5 sisters. The elder one, the eldest one, they declare her as the mother of the whole tribe, the chief tribe, chief patron. So Amita, she was the main lady. Later she developed leprosy disease, leprosy to her. So when they were so worried, leprosy they didn't know back then. So when somebody discovered leprosy, they put them far away and give them food and everything. So Amita, they went to the mountain area and they dug deep in the mountains and make rooms and then covered with wooden frame to make a safe. And every day they go, because the forest had many wild animals, tigers, leopards, wild boars, so they were worried. That's why they prepared like a bunker inside the ground with windows and doors and water and very good rooms. And they go to give her food every day. But she lives in the forest. At the same time, another very wonderful king from Varanasi, modern day Varanasi in India. He was also belonging to solar race, but long time ago. He also had leprosy. And then he gave the kingdom to his children and he came alone with a horse. And he lived around here. His name was Rama, King Rama. So he lived here. It is said that Queen Amita, one day when she was in the cave, this king had gone to look for animals in the forest. He's hunting, looking, and he heard this cry, lady crying very sadly. Because at that time, King Amita's standard, there was a tiger. The tiger smelled human smell, so was trying to dig and get her. So it's roaring and digging, breaking the windows, and she's crying for help. And there is no one in the forest. So this king, he went, and when he went, the tiger took off because he started shooting arrows. So he took off, the tiger took off. And he looked and found the lady in the bunker. So he was very worried, like, who does such a cruel thing? Why are you here? So she said, oh, because I had leprosy, so my brothers they put her here. This king, it is believed he had found the remedy of leprosy. Because when he came from Varanasi, because of his own disease, he was living here, the tribal people told him that there is this tree. And the tree, the flower, the leaf is good for leprosy. So he lived under that tree, used that as a medicine, and he's better. His disease was treated. So he brought the queen from there to this place, this area, and treated her, and she was better, cured. So when she was cured and happy, the chief queen, she said, I am not going to my brother, Sakya. They married here, and they start new family.
So she married with the king?
Yeah, the king from Varanasi. So they became Koliya because of the tree. The tree was koila tree, coal tree.
Cool.
So they become Koliya people. So this became Koliya kingdom.
The name Rohani Kolia.
Yeah, so Roni was the river. So there become two kingdoms, Sakya and Koliya. Sakya people, when they have daughters, their daughters get married here later. And then here, if they have daughters, the daughters get married to Sakya. But they always fight. Yeah? The Koliya people say, oh, Shakyan are so proud of their blood that they even marry their own sister to protect the blood. Oh, this is no good. So makes Sakya people very angry. And then the Sakya people say, oh, you are no better. You are the children of leprosy people. So that's why always fighting, always competition. At the time, this king, he created a new city. After he married, and the news reached that the King Rama of Varanasi, he is married now. His sons from Varanasi came, because Varanasi was a very rich, prosperous kingdom. So his sons came and said, Father, you are better now. Please come home. Father said, no, I don't want to go now. That kingdom is yours. So the children, they say, we cannot leave you in a village under a tree. We should help you. So they created a new kingdom here, new city called Vyagrapaja. Means the tiger's paw, because his father was able to chase the tiger away. So new city arose here called Vyagrapaja. Buddha's mother, Buddha's Siddhartha's wife, they all came from this kingdom. They were Koliya Sakyans. And they got married there. And this place here, we know that when Buddha passed away in Kushinagara, at the age of 80 years old, you know the story, right? Because when Buddha had prophesied his death before, He told Ananda 3 months later, and no more. So all the monks knew, everybody was told that 3 months I'll ask for Buddha. So he is making a trip. He was somewhere near Vaisali when he said. So from there he started making trip and saying goodbye to all the devotees, everyone. Ananda wanted Buddha to go to Varanasi or Rajgir in the big kingdom and pass away there. But Buddha came to the forest in Kushinagar, in the forest. When Buddha passed away there at the time, his body had to wait for 1 week for the chief disciple Mahakashyapa to come for veneration and all that. So after 1 week, by the time they kept the body for 1 week, all the other kingdoms also heard Buddha passed away. So all the kings come. Buddha's chief disciple at the time was the ruler of Magadhan Empire, Ajatasattu. So King Ajatasattu sent 500 elephants and horses to come and bring Buddha's body back to Rajgir. Similarly, the king of Kosala also sent an army to bring Buddha's body, and they will do a royal cremation because Buddha was their teacher. Similarly, Lichavi people of Vaishali came. Wappa people came from there. Sakyans went. Sakya said, Buddha was our family. We want his body. And at the same time, Kolia people also went. All the Kolia rulers here, they went. They said, no, Buddha was our relative. Buddha loved us many times. He came many times to teach. We want Buddha's body. So this 8 group there, they're about to fight. There was a great war. Army, big elephants, big emperor messengers. So there was a big war-like scenario in Kushinagar. So one Brahmin, very renowned Brahmin advisor, he came out. And he told that, oh, Buddha was the preacher. He preached non-violence all his life. For his relic, you should not fight. So, what we should do is that we should cremate Buddha here. After cremation, we should take the relics with us. And he says, you trust me. So yes, everybody said, yes, we trust you. Very wise Brahmin. So he said, I will divide in equal 8 parts, equal. And you can each take 1. So everybody said, sure. So we started dividing, but he loved Buddha also. So he hid one. He stole it, but where does a Brahmin carry it, right? If he puts in pocket, people know. So he took one, and then out of each, just to each his skin, he has a big matted hair. Yeah. The Brahmin, right? Yeah. So he hid in the hair. Nobody see it. Buddha's truth relic. He hide it. He says, I want for personal practice. But he says, if I ask these rulers, emperors, they are not going to give. So he stole one. Same relic. Many stories, but same relic later went to Orissa. From Orissa, when there was war, to Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, Chandi temple, tooth relic, from him. So at the time, everybody took one portion. The Kolia people brought one original portion, and they put here. They put here and built a beautiful stupa. And it was here that they practiced veneration. We think the city, there were 2 cities here. One large one is far away here, a little bit, 3-5 kilometers here. And now we find archaeology here. And other major one is about 10 kilometers to the mountain. This was a little bit far away in the jungle near the river. What we think is that in about 300-400 years, this was forgotten because of flood. There's a lot of flood here, so a lot of flood and snakes, so people stopped coming slowly. We find later there was one young prince, very young prince from the nearby kingdom. One day he is looking for deers and animals because this was forest, and he came. It says that he was wandering on foot with a bow and arrow, and he suddenly saw this wild elephant group come, very wild elephant, and making noise. So he got very scared. He climbed the tree to hide from the elephants. He said, when the elephants go away, I'll be safe, and then I'll walk out. So he was climbing the tree and hiding, and he saw that the elephants are coming from east, from the wetlands. They pick up lotus flowers. So with the trunks, they take out lotus flowers And all the elephants came, circled around the stupa, and offered the lotus palm. So he saw everything from the tree. Young prince. So when he went back, he asked later with his family, what is that place in the forest? The stupa there, but we don't know. What is it? And then they said, oh, our ancestors, they say that is Buddha's stupa. Our ancestors built it, but now it's far away in the jungle, not many people go. So he was very inspired, this king. He says that if the elephants worship it, why should I not? So he became a young Shramnera, a novice monk. He built a monastery there, and kept over 250 monks. He built a small guest house for all the pilgrims who come. He built a place for them to stay. Fashan, Shenzang, they write about him. They say that he was just a novice monk. He didn't want to be a big bhikshu. He remained a novice monk. He served people, he maintained, and he worshipped this place. Now what we know, that when King Ashoka came, when Emperor Ashoka started the Dharma Yatra, the journey, pilgrimage to all the sacred place, he would go to the original stupas. He opened the main stupa in Rajgir, and took out all the relics and left few behind for people to venerate, and then he would make smaller pieces and built in 84,000 stupas all over India and Nepal. When he came here, the books say that Nagas were worshipping the place. That is why Emperor Ashoka said, I cannot venerate the same way. And that is why he did not open this. He left it out of respect. Now, many scholars, they say Naga means snake. No. In Pali language, Naga actually means elephant.
Naga.
Yeah, Naga means elephant in Pali language. That's the language of Buddha. So actually, I think Emperor Ashoka was touched by this story of the wild elephants coming to venerate it every time, offering lotuses, and he must have seen the young monk protecting, looking after. So because of that inspiration, he never opened it. Yeah. Now we find, when I was searching for Ramgram Stupa, in Sachi, the first stupa built by Emperor Ashoka, last one remaining, on the gates, on the panels, they have carving of all the stupa. On the eastern gate of Sachi Stupa, the panels show Ramgram Stupa. It's carved as it was. Ashoka was still alive. He had seen this all when the Sachi Stupa was built. It is said he personally supervised Sachi. Ramgram Stupa, the design that is carved there, there are elephants around it. You can look photos, there are two elephants offering on the side. It is very special related to elephants. Other reason, as you go 20 kilometers here, Chitwan National Park is back here. You go a little bit further, I think about maybe 50, then Gandak River comes, you are in the forest area. So this is elephant territory in the past. Chitwan is known for Asian elephants, so this was elephant territory. And Buddha and elephants have very close proximity. So it was because the elephants were venerating this place in the forest. That's why Ashoka was so touched by the story. That's what we believe. Now that is the story and history. Now let's talk about the modern archaeological scientific research. So this is stupa. In the past, archaeologists cut this section here. They cut about 20 feet and higher, remove all the soil, and we have found layers and layers of brick structure. So the brick is there, and around this stupa there is a brick path like this for walking. So last year we make this so that you can follow the path, but on a wood. And we have found in that area, we have found a huge underground water tank for bathing and pond, and a monastery there. And we found several construction there. And we have also found, archaeologists have also found that there was flood many times. So the flood brought all the sand and dirt inside the monastery. So we know that flood was a big issue and kept flooding from time to time. There was a proposal once to open the whole stupa, but he said, no. when the time comes, we'll see. But right now, we want to protect it as it is. We want to buy the land around it, create a beautiful garden, allow for monks and nuns to build a monastery so that Sangha can venerate, can pray, can meditate. And so right now we have a master plan, huge drawing prepared. And it's been sent to the government for final approval. And I think in future there will be beautiful like building design. So it's very, very special.
Do you think at some time they'll, I mean, it could be unearthed?
Not yet. We don't know.
यो रामग्राम स्तूपा हो। रामग्राम स्तूपमा हामी दर्शन गर्न आउन सक्छौं। सबैलाई स्वागत छ। अहिले पर्यटकहरू, आन्तरिक पर्यटकहरूको संख्या पनि बढेछ यहाँ। हामी देख्न सक्छौं। यो स्तूपा हो। भगवान बुद्धको अस्थि धातु राखेर बनाएको स्तूपा हो। यही रामग्राम स्तूपा।